records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes, right in that order.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing, Men Make Moves and Suckers Stand Still. And as always, Nerve DJs is in the building, man. And you know, I don't fuck around at all. I only bring legends on the show, man. And today is no motherfucking exception. Spice motherfucking One in the building. Was good, bruh? I know that.
What's up, man? We're popping with you.
Man, how's life, man? How's your family?
We all right, man. Just taking it one day at a time. Shit, kicking back.
That's all we can do.
In the garage having a drink. Just got off my bike and came back. Just went and picked up some fire. Got off my bike, sat down, started rolling up.
I'm not mad at that, man. Oh man, the weed out there must be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm out here in Vegas, but the homies, they don't do nothing but bring it out here from Cali. But then it's so legal out here, they got fire everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, it's a couple motherfuckers that live out in Vegas now. Like I know Tash is out there. I think Corrupt is out there.
Yeah, Corrupt out here. Tash, Chill was out here. I don't know where he moved to. He moved for a minute. Wino out here. Coolio was out here. Everybody was out here, man.
What is it about Vegas?
First it was real. It was affordable for a lot of people. But then everybody started moving out here, so now the price went up to move out here. But still, everybody comes here, so we all know, that everybody comes to Vegas. So, and you got the choice to go, get into what's cracking. It's always something cracking. You can't just say, oh, it ain't nothing cracking in Vegas. It's always something cracking out in this motherfucker. Or you got the choice to sit back at the house. You live on the outskirts or whatever, and you just chill out and, don't get into too much shit. But, it's really, you have all the tools out here you need to destroy yourself or to prosper. You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel you on that, man. And I ask every MC, every producer that comes on, man, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
I say, man, I fell in love with hip hop when from the breakdancing days. I wasn't even a rapper at first. I used to breakdance and hit moves. I used to pop and you know what I'm saying, and all of that. Until I got into the breakdancing, and then I seen Ice-T rapping on breaking, and I wanted to rap. But I was influenced by the breakdancing first, in the popping and stuff first, and then it came to rap music,
Yo,
and I wanted to DJ and all the other elements, you know what I'm saying?
I be trying to explain to my kids that we used to actually show up to house parties with a cardboard box. They don't get it.
No, they don't get it, man.
Looking back, it was kind of fucking stupid, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Walking up to somebody's house with a box.
Yeah. It was crazy because, I didn't even know, we had performed, we used to go to Frisco and bring the cardboard box with us or the linoleum, the floor. We bring the floor with us to Frisco. You didn't get down too, though, and we put our little hat out there. I'd take my hat off and put it out there, and then we'll start hitting them, and get money. You know what I'm saying? It was hip hop was always a form of me expressing myself and getting money, whether it was breakdancing or rap music.
Okay, so when did that transition for you to be an MC?
I just my people, like my parents, my pops, he wrote poetry. My mom, my sister, my auntie, my uncle, they would write poetry. They was, they was poets. They do spoken word and all of that stuff. So I knew, I had that part was in me, but I just put it to the beat after I heard, Ice T and 6 in the Morning, Run DMC, all of that stuff. When I started listening to all of that, I just started, trying to write my own raps, and then I started doing answer machines for my friends. And it was like, "Hello, you've reached the motherfucking SPICE. Be the ruthless nigga from the 187 faculty," or that was my answer machine. But then my friends would pay me to rap on their answer machine, so I would spit on their shit. Back in the day when niggas had answer machines, you know what I'm saying? I would just rap on the answer machine. They'd pay me to do that, so I started getting money doing that. And, eventually, just started recording songs.
So when did you know? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of good at this shit. What song? What was it? One song or was it like one moment?
Well, yeah, I say it was one song and the moment because it was 180. It was a song called 187 Proof.
Oh, that was
and it
the
was
shit
about
back in the day.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I remember the video too.
Yeah, and the alcohol. I mean, the video got the claymation figures and stuff up in there, or whatever. And it's dope. I like the video. I always, it's one of my favorite videos. But I dreamed about that I was a rap star, and that was my song that made me famous before I was a rap star. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. So
I dreamed 187 Proof was the song that made me famous, and then I took it out of my dream, wrote it, and here I am.
really,
Yeah, for real.
yo, that's fucking dope. Okay, so you go from that song to the first album. What was that? Spice One.
Yeah, the self-titled, what it was like 14 songs on
Who you had producing on there?
there. Ant Banks and EA Ski and Blackjack.
Yo,
They
Ant
did a lot
Banks
of
is
tracks.
probably one of the most underrated. Him and EA Ski, most
Yeah.
underrated producers in the history of the game that don't get nearly enough love.
Yeah, them dudes are savages, man. For real, for real.
You still fuck with him?
Yeah, yeah. I talk to Banks. I talk to EA Ski a lot. Me and EA Ski just did something for his album. So look forward to that. When his album come out, I did a banger on there with him.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Like I'm an old nigga, and most of the old heads they think they are still dope, and a lot of them aren't. Nigga, you ain't lost a step.
Yeah, man. I showed one of my little young homies one of my tracks, and he was just like, thinking that, because a lot of people put me in a box and they just like, gangster West Coast gangster rap. But a lot of people fail to see I'm an artist. I sing, I do reggae, I do my own. I'm an artist at the same time. So as gangster as I am, I'm still an artist. I can play the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? I know how to mix it. When you put two turntables in a mixer between me, I know what I'm doing. I can make beats. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I'm an artist. And with all of that said, it's like I create. I don't keep myself in a box. I just create whatever is on my mind.
And I'm gonna be honest. I watched a few of your interviews. I'm not gonna name no names, but I think they did you a disservice because they don't talk about your career. They talk about people you know, which is dope,
Right.
because they get you clips and all that shit and get you highlights. But you said something. What did you say? It was Too Short and then you.
Right.
And that's so fucking true, bro. Like, what is it? Do you think you did something wrong where people aren't mentioning you in that top tier?
I don't know, because if I did do something wrong, I don't know what it is, because a lot of people, don't talk to me or whatever, but I don't even, maybe, because even back in the day when, when I did the math and was thinking, okay, 13, a CD, and at 900,000, so 13 times 900,000, and I seen maybe 30 or 40 grand out of that, not even 100,000. Then I started asking questions, and I didn't get the right answers back, so I got pissed off and started talking crazy to people. You know what I'm saying? And this is at the age of maybe 24, 25 years old, so
Okay.
I kind of knew what was going on, and I wasn't really feeling it. So it was like a blackball thing going on. The industry, as far as is the record label I was on, they was kind of pissed off at me because I wanted my money, or because I was talking, and then I got these rumors spreaded around about me talking about I did drugs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never snorted a line of cocaine in my life. So, I mean, all I do is smoke weed and drink a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was a lot of bullshit going on around about me. Like I was some kind of loose cannon. I was out there tripping and shit. I just really wanted my money. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to have to be paying rent. I wanted to pay off all my house and everything. I wanted some real money, and it seemed like I wasn't getting it. So I acted a fool. Maybe it was that when the industry blackballed me, but the streets stayed rocking with me. So that's why I'm still here, and I'm able to rock now because the streets stayed with me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all my diehard fans that's been rocking with me all of these 30 years. And longer, shit. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, So, shit.
Yo, 30 years of talking that shit, man. Like, all right. So I'm trying to introduce some young cat to Spice One. Give me 3 songs I should play for them.
You would want to play maybe Menace to Society soundtrack. Trigger Got No Heart for show. And maybe the I Got Five on a remix. And you can play maybe Jealous Got Me Strapped with me and Tupac or something.
Oh, that's fire right there too. Hey,
Yeah.
yo, what? Okay, so and I know I talk that shit, but who did you enjoy being in the studio with the most? And it could be a producer or an artist.
Who I had the most fun in the studio with? It'd probably be Pac because we both had a work ethic that was crazy, and it was just a time where 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 he was like, we smoked like a gang of weed and shit, and he was like, man, don't fall asleep because you got to drop your verse and shit. And I was like, I ain't going to sleep, fool. He was like, yeah, your ass always be going to sleep when we smoke hella weed. And I'm like, man, I ain't going to sleep. Don't worry about me. I'm straight. So we go to the studio, and about what? 20 minutes later, my ass was laying on the floor in the recording booth, sleep. This nigga know me like a motherfucker. Like, man, fuck you, yeah, I'm sleep, nigga. And he came over there, and he was nudging me with his foot, and he was like, man, wake your ass up, fool. I told you not to go to sleep. And I said, man, I ain't sleep, fool. You know what I'm saying? So I got up and I dropped a verse, and he dropped a verse, and then I passed back the fuck out. So, but years later, I re-recorded. I dropped my verse.
Okay.
The song was called "Can't Turn Back."
Okay.
So you can check that out with me and Tupac, and and think about because my ass was asleep on the floor in the studio.
Yo, I remember Pete Rock telling me a story about Big Pun that nigga did. He didn't tell me what I can't remember what song it was, but this nigga was sitting down eating a sandwich doing a song.
Who? Big Pun?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I think it's be doing some wild shit.
Yeah, I mean, I write songs while I'm playing video games. Like I could be playing my video game and think of some shit and either jot it down on my phone or I remember it. But lately, I mean, I ain't even been writing. I just get up there and do my thing, you know, because
Yo,
I just get up there and say what I was gonna write, you know.
the shit with Snoop is fucking fire too, bruh.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And Snoop is in his bag. He in his '90s bag.
Yeah, that's why we kind of wanted it to be like that. Like we wanted that West Coast '90s sound and shit.
So when they hit you up to do the Menace to Society soundtrack, like how does that go? Like they just call you up, hey, we want a song, and you make it based off the movie. Do you watch the movie, or do you already have a song in the can and you say, here, I'm just gonna give you this shit?
Well, how it went with the Menace to Society soundtrack, the Hughes brothers actually shot the video in my neighborhood, and me and Pac and Pooh Man and 40 was there, and they wanted me and Pac to do the movie. I was supposed to be Kane, and Tupac was gonna be I think Sharif.
Mm-hmm.
And so they talked to us about the video at the movie talked to us about the movie at the video shoot, and I guess something happened between them and Pac. They even got into a fight in my video, all kind of crazy shit. And my manager, he just didn't keep up with the producer. He didn't keep up. He didn't call the Hughes brothers. He never called Alan or anything. I had the script to be O-Dog. I was reading the script and not even knowing that my manager wasn't handling his business. So I ended up firing him. I was really pissed off over that, man. I'm still tripping on it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the hell you didn't call him so I could have got the movie part? But they just.
I'm sorry, you I can't hear you.
They just ended up giving me the soundtrack instead.
Okay. Yo, how long did it take for you to find out your manager wasn't on that shit though?
To find out that he wasn't calling him back.
Yeah.
When I talked to I think I talked to 8 or somebody, and they said that they was actually shooting scenes.
Yo, that's fucking.
Yeah. And so, like, man, y'all shooting scenes already and shit. Why ain't nobody call me? You know what I'm saying? So I started calling around and called my manager and asked him. He said, "Man, I never called him. I lost the number." So I was like, "Man, you ought to be shot, motherfucker."
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I'm surprised you didn't put hands on that individual.
Yeah, I called a big meeting and at the record label and fired him in front of everybody and shit. But that still just wasn't enough. I mean, how the fuck you gonna be the reason? You're the fucking reason that I'm not O-Dog in Menace to Society. Like, like wow, like you motherfucker, you.
Did you see how iconic that was going to be at that time?
Say what?
Did you see how iconic O-Dog was going to be at that time?
Nah, I didn't really even know. I was just reading the script and I was like, damn, this kind of sound like me anyway. So it ain't really shit I can't. I could just kind of be myself and just say these words and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right, so you do Spice One. What's the next album?
Well, the next album we working on is called Night Rider, and I got a few blaps on there. A few songs I'm still trying to get cleared. I'm waiting for a few features and stuff from some other artists, but once the album actually get done, it's gonna be off the hook. But I drop singles in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the singles that I drop will probably be songs on the album. So I just keep pushing, knocking down singles and putting them out there. I just did a single called On Site We just did a video to it. We probably released that in a few weeks or a week or two. And shit, I got another few more videos I want to do when my guy get out of here because I'm gonna go to gotta go to AZ for Super Bowl pre-bowl party or whatever, and do a show out there. Then I come back here and finish working on my album and shoot a few videos and because I'm doing everything independent through an Empire, through my label Thug World and Empire Distribution. So man, I'm just trying to stay pushing. You know what I'm saying? It's still it's still smash mode.
Yo, at some point you was homeless.
Yeah. I went through a lot, man. Even in I used to sleep in my car with all my plaques, or stay in a hotel room or something, But I know, after a while, like, I just started thinking, ended up having a kid, and some was just like, shit, if you just somebody told me if you put your kids first, then everything else should fall into place. So, I started thinking more, what I'm gonna do to support this kid and whatever, and so and it kind of got me back on my feet to where I wanted to even do something, because I was really discouraged, man. I felt like I was abandoned by a lot of friends, people I thought was my friends. Wasn't nobody really contacting me no more. I felt like I didn't get the respect that I would have if I had gotten the money that was actually owed to me from the label, which was millions of dollars, and so a lot of people wasn't respecting me because I didn't have this money that I'm supposed to have. But the fact is, the shorts that I took, the hits that I took, are the reason that these little niggas make money today. They know what not to do, So, with all of that said, if like I said, if I did have, a few $1 million, man, I could break cats off like Curtis Blow or anybody who put $30 worth of game into the game, $30 million worth of game into the game. Like, if it wasn't for Grandmaster Flash and all of these cats or whatever, we wouldn't have shit. They should have money. They should really be sitting on some real money somewhere. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have shit.
That's true. But did they do a good job of passing the torch? I don't know if they did.
I think hip hop was so new back then. Nobody really knew how far it was going to go. People was just doing music and putting it out there, because it was doubted so much by the general public. This music ain't gonna last that long, and
Facts.
so we didn't even know that 50 years later that we would be celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and Chuck D and Flavor Flav was on stage, and there's all of the rappers' names are in back of them, and I see my name back there, and people sending me pictures of it or whatever. I didn't have no idea hip hop would get this big and be the #1 music in the country. So nobody really knew, but we just kept on riding. Like, the bad part about it was you get all of them that make all that money, and you don't really get to see none of it. You know what I'm saying?
Although, like I heard you say that Ice-T was one of those people that helped you out.
Right.
So it was some brothers thinking that way.
Huh?
It was some brothers thinking, you know what? Let me help the next generation out.
Right. And to this day, I'm really thankful that dude looked out for me and gave me a studio to actually record my album, so I can send it back to him and get my advance, whatever, that might little money may have been to continue on with my life and maybe pay some bills and put something together. But back then it wasn't about the money, and it was nobody told you, nobody was around to tell you, okay, this is how we're gonna do this, we're gonna make it like happen like this or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody was around to tell you that. All you knew as is that you was, you know, you was the number one rapper in the country, and you had a 30 or 40 grand in the bank. At that time, you thinking that you really doing it, but you not. You ain't doing shit. You getting gaffled. They robbing you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm 22, 23 years old, thinking I'm really doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shit. I didn't know shit. I never really had the real money that I actually made for the label. I didn't even know.
What they
Um,
was making.
no, had no idea.
Huh. When did you figure it out?
Um, One day I just sat up and I looked at one of my plaques, and my gold plaques, and I was like, dang, we went further than gold. We did like maybe 900,000 on those, 700,000 on this one, and another 800,000 on this one. And I was like, damn, what's 900,000 times 13, or what's 800,000 times 13? And I started doing the math, and I almost had a heart attack because I knew I didn't see none of that damn money. I was like, oh my god, like they fucking robbed me, like robbed me. I didn't even get 50% of that shit. I didn't get none of that shit, dude. Like I might have seen out of all of them albums, I might have seen over to put together. I might have seen over 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Out of everything. So I mean,
Wow.
and that was in increments. That was like here and there. That wasn't no real money. You know what I'm saying? So, when somebody make when you partner up with somebody and they make $13 million or $11 million, you expect to at least get a quarter of it or half or something. Like I didn't even get a million of this motherfucker. I didn't even get a half a million. I didn't get none of that shit. Like they just took all the fucking money, like everything. So
Did you sue?
I didn't have nobody to take the case. Wasn't no lawyers around to take the case. It was just ugly, man. I couldn't pay a lawyer. I didn't have the money to pay another lawyer to take the case. To get me some money or any of that shit.
Mm.
And plus they kept on scaring me by saying, oh, with the contract is what you signed it, and in court it ain't really gonna matter because you signed the contract. That's what people kept on saying. And so I was like, shit, if I try to sue him, I ain't gonna win because I signed the fucking contract.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just fucked up, but it's really bad how they take advantage of you coming from the projects and shit, and you just happy you got a record deal thinking you made it, and you got a few $1,000s thinking that you on top of the world, but in reality, man, they robbing you the blind.
You think the 360 deals nowadays are worse than the deals that they was giving y'all?
Yeah, they are. They terrible. They're about the same. It's about the same. But the 360 deals, they get money off everything. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of bad. Like, artists, it's like people find the artist and they automatically it's like you automatically start thinking, oh, this motherfucker think I'm some kind of slave trying to put me on under some fucking slave labor and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, other day a motherfucker talking about they don't know where I'm at as far as what I charge for shows and features and shit. And they ask you out loud in the crowd and be like, hey Spice, how much you charging for features? Nigga, like you can afford me, nigga. The fuck you talking about, nigga? You can't afford me, nigga. I charge you 30,000 right here in front of everybody asking me some shit like that in front of motherfuckers, What happened to days when you just scooted up beside the nigga and said, hey man, check it out, man, how much you need for this feature or something, you know what I'm saying? Instead of motherfucker trying to flaunt it. It's just weird ass shit going on. So,
Yeah.
like Fat Joe, he was saying yesterday's price ain't today's price. You know, today's price ain't yesterday's price, y'all. You know, motherfuckers trying to, 2,500, 3,500, shit like that, man. Motherfucker can't do nothing with that money, man. Motherfucker need 10, 15 racks, 20 racks for the show, and people are, they want to get a bargain, a deal and shit like that. And then they try to act funny when you just gave them the fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I'm like, fool, I only charge you fucking $5,000 for the show. Like, you supposed to at least have the rooms in the hotel and everything put together and shit. So I mean, you know, uh, that's what makes you go through agencies opposed to dealing with, um, agents. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. You can't trust people nowadays. Not that you could trust them all that much back in the day, but you could trust them a little bit more back in the day. I will say that. You know, somebody's word was meant a little something back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it don't mean shit now.
Now it don't mean shit
Right.
because it's a lot of that shit going on,
And then
man.
niggas will screenshot your conversation, put your shit out there. You know, like
Yeah,
first off, screenshots. If you putting somebody's screenshots out there, you snitching. Ain't no way around that for me. Like that's just some weak ass shit. But
yeah,
that's a whole
straight
nother
up.
story. Yeah.
Like, like that's some snitch shit all day long.
Oh my god, man. Yo, who you fucking with hip hop wise?
Um, Man, I ain't really, um, it's crazy because all I be listening to right now is probably I listen to Nipsey Hussle. I listen to old school, like a lot of old school Tupac. I listen to me, of course, because I want to remember my damn songs when I perform them. And yeah, real shit. And it's not too many cats I be listening to. You know what I'm saying? Because um, I don't know. I listen to reggae music. I listen to Bougie Bonton and Ziggy, all of the Marleys. I listen to Eka Mouse. Um,
Huh.
I listen to World. What is it? I listen to a lot of roots reggae, like you know.
So I can't fuck with reggae, man, because I don't know what they saying.
Well, yeah, you got to kind of get into it. It's a whole different vibe than the street vibe out here. I just cause sometimes I like to get away from that whole vibe, and then once I come back to that, then I add some of that into my music and shit or whatever. But yeah, I smoke a lot of weed, so I definitely listen to a lot of reggae, a lot of fucking.
Yo, look. So is gangster rap in a good space now or no?
um, I think, as far as us being on the radio and dropping shit on the radio, it depends on the style, how you coming off, because they just, for as much as we, want to believe it or much as we want, they're not playing old school gangster West Coast rap music on the radio no more. They're not playing that shit on the radio. Um, you get more play with people streaming your music through YouTube and all of that stuff than you're gonna get played on the radio or some video games might be playing your songs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not sounding like a certain sound, you're not gonna be on the radio like that.
Yeah.
You
Except,
know?
well, you know what? I will shout out to LL for Rock the Bells Radio.
Yeah. Now Rock the Bells radio, I love because LL he plays whatever is dope.
Yeah.
It don't
Yeah.
matter what year it came out or when he gonna play whatever was dope and whatever is dope on Rock the Bells radio. Shout out to LL, man. Um, yeah, and I don't think that's why I think other radio stations they be discriminating because oh, this is old rap. We ain't gonna play this. We gonna play what's the dude name? Black, Kodak Black. I mean,
Yeah.
that nigga, I ain't talking shit about Kodak Black, but that nigga name matched with his motherfucking skin color. That nigga blacker than night in this motherfucker. Kodak, your ass is black.
You know what? I will say that over the last since he got out of prison, he's gotten more introspective.
Yeah. Shout out to Kodak Black. You know, he turned. You know, it looked like he just got his head straight a little bit after he got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me stop doing this shit. I'm just gonna do this shit.
Yeah, the joint might, like it's either gonna make you worse than when you went in, or a lot better, and it seems to have made him better.
I mean, shit. You know, I mean, say I'm in the penitentiary. I'm a nigga been in the pen for about 20 years. I'm sitting up in that motherfucker for some murder or some shit, and a rap star come in that motherfucker for a murder. I'll be mad at that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, how the fuck you had everything?
Yeah.
You had everything, dude. You had
you
it
fucked
all.
It
You
up.
was a rap star. What the fuck made you do that? Like, you know, once I figured out I could make money doing rap, doing this rap music, I didn't give a fuck how much I made. As long as I kept pushing, I wasn't mad at nobody after that. I'm like, I ain't got no problem with nobody. Shit, I can do this music and get money, man. Fuck that. I ain't had a job since I was 20 years old. I've been doing this rap music for years, getting money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm broke, sometimes I'm paid. You know, it's all about my hustle. It's all about how far I push myself. You know what I'm saying?
What job did you have at 20? I'm just curious.
Huh?
What job did you have at 20?
They let some 20-year-olds. It was some type of special thing going on at the airport at the UPS airport, and they let 20-year-olds work there through Christmas time.
So the only job you ever had was a seasonal job.
Yeah, I worked at UPS, and I worked at a few other little places, but I didn't work there long enough. You know what I'm saying? I just never wanted to be broke, so I would sell my dope. I'd go work at Burger King, Jack, whatever the hell I had to work at, because I wanted money. I didn't want to be broke for nobody. So I would just hustle, and then, you know, I got a little older, and then we started doing other shit, jacking and robbing and shit. So, you know, I had to cut all that shit. Like I say, once I dropped the album and got some money from my music, I was like, oh, I'm cool. I ain't mad. I ain't doing shit.
Yo, like that's I remember my neighborhood was big on stealing cars. So, and I just never, it was just never my thing. But one day, you know, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm riding out with y'all. And so we go out into the suburbs, and they still, you know, I'm sitting in the back of the car, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this was a big ass fucking mistake. This is not my wave. And my niggas wasn't mad at me though, because they knew they just needed to teach me a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, so man, I got out the car, man. I couldn't do shit, man. I was a waste of fucking space, bro. Like stealing was not my thing.
Everybody out the car. Get the fuck out, nigga. I'll pull the heat out on everybody. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, stealing was just not, you know, other shit, you know, I was cool with, but stealing, it just, you know, stealing cars, man, it just was not my thing.
You know, that's what, you know, I think we was like, I had to be only maybe like 17 or something, and 16, and Too Short used to pick me up from school, and he wouldn't let me drive his car. I was trying to drive that Baritz, and he wouldn't let me drive it, so I went and got my little clique together. We went and stole one and drove it over there where he was at, and I started doing donuts. I kicked everybody out the motherfucker and drove over there, started doing donuts and shit. And, you know, the first thing he said was, man, you know, Chico, get that stolen ass car in front of my... Like, how the fuck you know it's stolen, motherfucker? I could have sold some dope about this motherfucker. How you know I stole this shit?
Yo, what? Too Short. What's Too Short like?
Short, real laid back, man. He a real laid back OG. You know, he just real. You know, he real about his shit. You know, he just a little laid back OG, man. He talk real. You know, he talk just like he rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the cool part about it. You know, I talked to him like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That little bitch had a nigga fucked up, man. I asked him to drive the car and shit. He's like, nigga, you can't drive my car, nigga. You only 16. He said, you wanna, I give you a joint. You ain't driving my motherfucking car, nigga.
Yo, man,
You know,
that nigga CD, like his first, oh my god, man, these are, oh my goodness, man, Too Short, man, almost got me in trouble so much back in the day. Oh my god,
when we was kids, if you didn't know we would walk to school, and if you didn't know no Too Short songs, you was a bitch ass nigga. While we walking to school and we all singing Too Short and you don't know the words, nigga, we looking at you like, nigga, who are you? We looking at you like an alien.
he was one of the first to really just do this shit out his trunk.
Yeah, he used to do it out the trunk, and he used to rap on the bus.
Really?
So yeah, now he got the street named after him from the bus he used to rap on and shit.
They actually named the street after that nigga.
Crazy.
They should have named it bitch.
Hell yeah. We ride down Biatch Street.
Right.
Like B-I-I-I-O-T-C-H, Biatch.
Yo, 30 years though, bruh. Like, first off, I'm proud of you. If don't nobody else tell you, man.
Thank you,
Like,
man. I appreciate it.
Yo,
I appreciate this shit. For real, for real.
like you in a very elite class. Like, to be quite honest, it ain't too many brothers or sisters that can say they got 3 decades up under their belt consistently and still putting out good music.
It's, you know, you gotta love the shit. You gotta love it. You know, we wasn't in it for the money. We was in it because for the love and for the love of making music and actually making hip hop and doing rap, even gangster rap. Yeah, we was always in it. You know, for the love of it. I figured, you know, I'm gonna get my motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm in this because I love music and I love recording and shit. That's what longevity is about. That's why I'm been doing it so long. It's just what I do. Like I walk, I breathe, I talk, I eat, I rap. Same shit.
All right. So gangster rap. Let's talk about it. Where do you put Ice Cube on your list of gangster rappers?
He's definitely in the top 5.
He might be in my top 5, period.
Yeah, he's definitely in the top 5.
Because I want to say Cube might have 3 classic albums.
Yeah, I mean, I spawned from Ice Cube, like straight up. I know every word to all of their albums. I couldn't tell you shit to nobody's new music right now today, but if you put some NWA on, I know all the words to that shit.
What you think about the movie?
It was cool, you know. But I think that a lot of maybe a few of them might not have agreed with how a lot of things went down in the movie. So everybody had I think everybody had their opinions about it, negative and positive. But overall and all, it was just happy. I was just happy to see a movie about NWA. You know, even with the Tupac movie, I was just happy to see him do a movie about the homie like that. It's like, you know, after all of these years, it's like looking at that kind of stuff, you know, you feel a sense of accomplishment, even though it's somebody else. You know, it's the homie video or movie. It's the homies movie. You feel like hip hop has accomplished and gotten so far that they do movies about the artist, major motion pictures.
Deserved a better movie though. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely, you know, I think, you know, it's gonna take somebody that really knows and really give them some real info Because first of all, the dude that they had play Pac, shout out to the homie or whatever, um, um,
Yeah, man.
he had a
Stop.
Pac had an East Coast accent. So, even though he's from the West, Pac had an East Coast accent. So if you gonna play Tupac, you have to have an East Coast accent. Like that's so unbelievable when somebody get on there sounding like they from LA or Oakland or the Bay or something. Even though Pac spent a lot of time out there in LA and in Oakland, he still had an East Coast accent. He didn't say New York. He said New York. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say New York. He said, YORK. He said New York. YOKE. Yo, New York.
I never paid attention to that.
He had an East Coast accent. So that's what made it really unbelievable when I started watching the movies. I'm like, nah, that's definitely not. Now if dude had an East Coast accent, I would have been tripping. Like, oh shit, he really acted like Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, and the NWA movie, like, I just didn't like that they made like okay, Easy, yeah. Like, did he do some shit that was not favorable? Yeah, but he also put all of y'all niggas on.
Yeah, he put everybody on with his with the little chippers he had put together.
Yeah, and they just want of course you need a boogeyman in the movie, and I guess him and Jerry Heller was the Easy boogeyman, but I don't know, man. I kind of wanted to see Easy in a more favorable light.
Yeah, especially it's crazy because the industry is so fucked up. I definitely would have wanted to see, because Easy was a real icon to me, even as far as his music, and I wanted to fuck with Easy, Ruthless Records, all of that shit. So I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I kick it with his son a lot. I talk to Lil E a lot and E3. Well, not a lot, but when we see each other, it's real. It's major love. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's some big ass footsteps to have a big shadow that he cast.
Yes, it is.
I feel bad for like kids of stars of that magnitude, because like nothing you can do is gonna be good enough for the general public.
Yeah, because whatever you do, your pops already did it. Or he thinking, even my daughters, they one of them raps, the other one sings, and it's like I try to help them, and they don't really want me to help them. So it's like I want to do this on my own, and it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Cube helping his son out. His son's career turning out perfect.
I think it's it might be a little different with daughters though.
Yeah, because they definitely want to do it on their own.
And man, I got 3 daughters of my own, and they grown, got their own kids, and man, they hard headed as hell.
Yeah.
Love them to death. I gotta run through a wall for them, but oh my god, man, they just when they get in their mind, they gonna do something. Ain't shit that I'm gonna tell them.
Cold part about it is that they like my daughter. She can do more shit than I can do. She sings, she play the guitar, she can record herself, she raps, all kind of shit. I'm like, I can't do all that shit. I got a few things I do, you know what I'm saying? But that, I can't play the guitar or the keyboard and shit.
I mean,
can play the keyboard a little bit.
They're supposed to be better than you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been trying to tell them they don't understand. Like, man, let me direct you in the right direction. Let me point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I get you. Like I get it. Like if you, I don't understand. Like I get that they want to do, blaze their own trail, but at the same time, like if you don't have to go through this hood, don't go through that hood.
Why? Why the fuck would you do it if you don't have to?
Exactly. Like it just makes absolutely no sense. But like with age come wisdom. It's supposed to anyway.
Right. So eventually, they gonna catch on.
Cause shit, at 20, you wasn't nobody telling you what to do.
No, hell no.
Yeah, same here.
It's a few people I would have listened to, but they never told me what to do either. It was just like, you know, because
Who
certain people you would listen to.
who did
Even
you
if
listen
that's
to back in the
your
day?
parents, it's certain other certain people you listen to.
Like did you have like an uncle or something, a big cousin or something like that that just, for whatever reason, it was that person that you just kind of gravitated towards and took their
Yeah,
advice.
yeah. It was it was more. It was like this. He was actually he wasn't related to me, but he was just a big homie in the hood, and he ended up being Too Short's DJ for a while. His name was Pizzo, and then he DJ for E40 for a few years. But he was my DJ before he met Too Short, and so I knew him, when we was kids in the neighborhood, and like he gave me a lot of advice that got me where I needed to go. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to that nigga.
Yeah, DJ Pizzo. Shout out to the Beat Fixer, man. Plugged in with Tony, and everybody. Plugged in with everybody out there in the Bay. If they don't know who DJ Pizzo is, they need to do some history, man. Go back and check their history because DJ Pizzo is deep. That's him on the stage with Tony in the Feels Good video. That's him in the backstage sometimes on some of the E40 shows, maybe a lot of E40 shows and a lot of Too Short shows and a lot of mine. So he's DJ for all of us. So yeah.
Yo, niggas in Detroit, that's loved E40.
Yeah.
Oh, that nigga would make up. It made no sense sometimes, but then he made sense. Like he would make up words, and after two songs, nigga, that word is like a word for everybody.
Not everybody used the shit.
Oh my god, man, that nigga I think it came out with its own dictionary and shit.
Yep, yeah, dictionary and all that shit. Yep.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Yo, I'm really like fucking with the wine and shit, like the spirits. Like he might have been the first one to really come out with liquor and shit.
Yeah, I don't remember nobody before him doing that.
So I know Jay Z came after him, but yeah, I don't think nobody like Nick. I will say niggas on the in the Bay Area. First off, the diversity of the music was off the hook. From Souls of Mischief to Too Short, like the shit was all over the place.
Yeah.
But it all existed in a great space, and it wasn't like niggas was stepping on each other's toes or niggas was hating. It was just a beautiful collage of blackness. And even you and Too Short had songs that y'all talk y'all shit, but y'all also had songs that was uplifting and reflected what y'all wanted to see in society for black people.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
Where'd that
Like
come
Welcome
from?
to the Ghetto and even in my neighborhood, like even songs after that.
Why? Like what made you do those songs?
Um, I just figured, you can brag and talk about gangster shit all you want to. You can talk about how much money you got all you want to. Motherfuckers can hate on that. They can say, "Oh, that nigga ain't no gangster," or "Oh, that nigga ain't that motherfucking rich." I know a nigga who got more money than that. They can hate on you and say some shit. But when you do some shit like Welcome to the Ghetto, where the fuck they gonna hate at? Where they gonna hate at?
Yeah, that was a dope ass
Spitting
song
some
too.
real shit.
Yes, that was a
So
beautiful song.
yeah, and a nigga that hate on that is they're gonna be looked at like a hater and nothing else. So I mean, when you spitting some real shit, they can't hate on real shit. So you just spit what's really going on out there, and you tell them tell it like it is, and put it to some good music and shit. Then you can win. You gonna win.
Yo, and I know we ain't got but a few more minutes, man. If people want to get in touch with you, man, how they go about doing that?
Right now, they can hit me on my Instagram, which is the Real Spice One. You spell out the one, or is it just you spell out one, the Real Spice One, spell out one, and and my Twitter is I think it's just Spice One. I had to get a new Twitter account. I'm locked out of my other one, but I'm on my Instagram a lot, so definitely check. I've been pushing everything out of there, all of my promotions and stuff. So yeah, definitely check me out on my IG.
All right, bet. Man, you absolutely a legend in the game, bruh. And I'm wishing you much more success. Yo, is it better being independent than being signed for you?
Yeah, it is because you are the you are the navigator of your own destiny. You say when you get up and what to do, and everything is on you. As long as you know what to do and how much you need to do it, then you straight. So I mean, with all of that said, it's cool being your own boss, and you learn stuff at the same time. So definitely, it's better being independent.
Yo, yeah. I'm sorry, No Emotion Podcast. Yeah, 800 physical copy is crazy. Yeah, man. Like selling 800,000 CDs is just that ain't happening no more.
Yeah, yeah. These people that got up out their bed and walked and drove and walked to the store, caught the bus, however they got there, and to the record store and bought the shit physically. You know what I'm saying? And that's different than just downloading it from your phone when you land in the bed. You ain't got to do shit.
Yo, man, and I'm telling you, I tell people, man, it was a whole production. Like you go get you a bag of weed.
Yeah,
You waiting on the release date is March the 5th. Okay, well I know March the 4th. I got my weed. I got my 40. I got everything. I go to the record store, cop that bitch. I'm looking at the whole. I'm reading everything on that motherfucker. Who produced it? Who you shouting out? The whole man. It was just man. It was them days is gone, bruh.
yeah, yeah. Of actually getting the CD and looking at the back of it, looking at the cover of it, and reading the words, the shout outs, and who did this beat and who's on the vocals and all of that. All of that shit is gone now.
Oh shit, man. I remember getting an album, let alone no CD,
Getting
and
an
then
album,
tapes.
yeah.
Oh my god, nigga, 12 inches and shit. Ooh,
The
Lord.
album, man, and that was like the shit. If you had the album, and so now they they trying to come back with it or whatever, but it's hard to people. That's why they're re-releasing albums now, because some of the kids they actually want albums. So it's going around. It's going around in a circle.
That's dope, man. I hope my grandkids can enjoy a dope ass Spice One album.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They can go pick up the old shit or the new shit. Um, the new song On Site is off the hook. So I mean, check out On Site. That shit is lit. It's savage. The video is about to drop for maybe about a week or
Okay.
two. We'll release it. But man, stay tuned. The new single On Site is off the Richter, man. It's savage.
Yo, we didn't even get a chance to talk about 8, man. It's one of my fucking favorite MCs too. Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Y'all done made a couple
I
of
talk
joints together too, right?
all the time. I think I talk to him and Sebo more than anybody. I talk to Aiden Sebo a lot.
And I fucks with Gangsta Chronicles too. Shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
real stick.
yeah, that's real dope. Anyway, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. I truly, truly, truly appreciate your time, your energy, and your wisdom, bruh. If there's
Man,
ever
thanks for having me
anything,
on the show. For
oh,
sure.
come on, man, stop it.
Yeah,
If there's ever anything I can do for you, not sure what, but let me know.
for sure, man. Hey, just let them know, man. That single On
Oh,
Site, man. The video when it
absolutely,
drop,
I got you.
turn up.
Email, matter of
Stay
fact, you got my
tuned.
email, man. Email me the video when it come out,
Okay, definitely
so I can
send me
play that
your
shit.
email address. I'll send it to you.
All right, bet, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate everything.
On that note, man, appreciate you, man. Have a good one, man. We out.
Blah!
Yo, wow, that's fucking dope, man. That's actually like on my bucket list, man, to fucking interview Spice One, man. Shout out to No Emotion, David Thornton. I think I'm reading your name. Y'all don't know how fucking sick I am, man. Oh my god, fucking like, been sick for the last 2 days. It's been horrible, but I was not about to miss this interview for shit. So, I'm trying to think before I go who we got. Who we got next week? I know I got Dr. Umar coming on the 22nd. So shout out to Dr. Umar. Oh, we got wait a minute. Oh, Skeechy coming on next week. So that should be pretty dope too. So check that out. Anyway, man, it's your talent that gets you on the show, man. But it's your story that makes you stand out. Y'all already know, man. I only fuck with legends only. Another salute to Spice One. Y'all have a good one. Hey, tap in, man. Share the show, like the show, the whole nine. Y'all already know. Have a good one.